Hey, good. Sensei ni, hey. Tagai ni, hey. Onegaishimasu. Hey, yo. Okay, so hi everybody. We have a special guest today. So we have Cam McLean. Are you joining us from Quebec? Is that right? Or Ontario?
Sorry, from Montreal.
Yeah. Montreal. Cool. Well, welcome. If you don't mind, yeah, give us a little, or tell us a little bit about yourself so everyone knows who you are.
Sure. So my name's Cam. I trained in Goju Ryu when I was a kid, basically, and since the pandemic started, I've been trying to relearn kata and basic skills again. I had an old gi and a white belt, so I think as a kid I made it to first dan, but that was, I mean, I'm 34 now. That was when I was 18, so it's been a long time, but I've been trying to relearn things on my own. So I'm glad to be here instead.
Great, thanks, welcome. All right, so let's get started. Okay, hey. Okay, so everyone's stretched a little bit, right? Cool, okay, so just take it out. Just a few seconds, shake it out, shake out your arms, shake out your legs. And if my video or audio cuts out, like it probably is now, someone just tell me, okay? Yeah, so Fred, you can just tell me if it's crapping out. Okay, basics. Back to basics. So from Heiko Dachi, seconds no kamae. Just nice and relaxed. Jodanski. Hey, ready? Starting with the left. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and good. Okay, then we're going to repeat that. Chudan, Gedan. Okay, but engage your hips. Keep your elbows in. Right, basically, make sure you are rubbing your dogi. Hey, so nice and fast. Hey, Jodanski. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jodanski. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Jodanski. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. Hey, back to kamae. Good. Let's repeat it all again, and this time I'm going to watch you guys. Hey, Jodanski, upper punch. Ready? Yoi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, okay, so from the punch here, make sure, actually I guess this way. Keep the elbow tucked right in. And for those of you wearing your dogi today, scrape it. Okay, I want you to wear out your dogi. I want you to put a hole in your gi. Okay, or for your Shotokan background guys, you know how you guys would keep this low? All right, you want to rub your belt, but what you do? So it's the same idea as you might have been used to here, but nice and high. Okay, and I want you to feel the scrape and extend your elbow. So in some cases, we're getting the arm coming out, okay, but keep it scrape. Okay, make sense? Okay, Jodanski again. Ready? 左足前、左手前。はい、1、2、3、4、5、6、 touch, two, do. Faster, harder, itch, knee, sun, see, go, look, itch, touch, here, and you. Okay, don't forget to breathe. And some shoulders are coming out, so keep the shoulders down. Waki o shimeru. Close your armpit. So here, relax, and then focus. Right, completely relax, then focus. Did I lose you guys? My video stopped. Can you see me, yes or no? Okay, cool. Because my own video is now stopping. So, anyways, focus, relax. Focus, relax. Hey, knee, sun, see, go, look, touch, touch, here, do. Hey, two down ski. Itch, knee, sun, see, go, look, touch, touch, here, and you. Hey, again, itch, knee, sun, see, go, look, touch, touch, do. Focus, focus, focus. Get on ski, lower punch. Itch, knee, sun, see, go, look, touch, here, do, itch, knee, sun, see, go, look, touch, touch, do, and do. So sometimes kind of like, okay, so firm, good posture. Make sure you're not moving anything you don't have to move. So no extra motion. So not like, okay, here. So if I'm standing here, you don't know if I'm going to punch back. Go down, or get up. So you shouldn't be able to tell where it's going visually. Okay, so I'll go here, I go here, here. Okay, should be able to switch without any indication. Make sense? Yes? Okay, cool. All right, go back to, oh, sorry, I forgot blocks. Hey, uke no kamae. So left hand out, shudan uke no kamae, and then here, jodan uke, upper block. Knee, sun, and shi. Just for time, let's just go back to shudan uke. Knee, sun, shi. Hey, and then from here, gedan barai or gedan uke. Knee, sun, and shi. Hey, again, just back to kamae. Hey, so jodan uke, ready, hard, or nice and sharp. Hey, itch, knee, more focus, sun, see, go, look, touch, touch, two, do. Hey, chudan uke, itch, knee, sun, see, go, look, touch, touch, two, do. Hey, gedan barai, itch, knee, sun, see, go, look, touch, touch, good, do. Hey, shake it out. Hi, Katie. So from here, sort of a half long stance, just nice and relaxed, kind of like kumite style stance. Hey, maegiri, so raise your knee, or I guess up and back. So, and back. Okay, try not to bend, just okay. Hey, higari ashimai, left leg forward, kicking with the right foot, and then stay in place. Hey, ich. Hey, ni. San. Si. Go. Look. Sich. Hats. Ki. Ji. Hai hantai. So switch sides. The right foot forward. Hey, ich. Ni. San. Si. Go. Look. Sits. Hats. Cute. Two. Hey, okay. Switch sides. Okay. So from here, my giri, but try to extend and hold your leg out for that split second at the end, just like we talked about last time. So the first one was just kind of like, you know, getting your feet moving. But now, okay. So if I do it this way so I can see you. Okay. So out, extend, 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 pull it back, and then plant your foot. Make sense? Hey. So left foot forward. So once you plant it, and then of course you can reset back to where you started. Okay. Hey, pitch. And reset. Hey, knee. San. Si. Go. Look. Sits. Touch. Extend it a bit more. Cute. Two. Hey, handai. So switch sides. Hey, pitch. Knee. San. Si. Go. Try to keep your leg out longer, Danielle. Rook. Sits. Hats. Cute. And two. Okay, does everybody feel warm down here? Kind of, maybe? All right, so just maybe 10 seconds, just stretch it out a little extra. Just a little extra stretching. Make sure everything's loose. If there's any tight spots, work on those really quick. Five seconds. And relax. All right. So I know, Cam, this is your first time joining us. Was there anybody who was not here last Sunday practice? Okay, so let's play a game. I'm not going to say much. What I want people to do is just from, let's say right foot forward. Just sotogi or knife edge kick. So from here, just, and then drop. Or if you're having a hard time, drop, and then you can step forward. Okay. So I want to see 5 left foot, 5 right foot. And if you have the space, can you please go sideways so that I can see you? Okay. If you don't, then that's okay. But if you do, please do. Whenever you're ready, go ahead. And then just relax when you're finished. Okay. Oh, sorry. You guys still, yeah, you can keep going if you got a few more reps. That's fine. Okay, so let's talk about your butt. Yeah, I said that. So when I kick, I want to drive. So if I'm kicking with my left foot, for example, so the one you can't really see right now, I want to drive my left, basically my left butt cheek into the target. So I want to go not this way. So this is just me turning. It's kind of, it's okay, but it doesn't project much. And in this case, it's really easy to accidentally kick with the toes, which is not good. You don't want that. So I want you to drive your butt into the target. So your butt's behind all this stuff, which is you. So I want you to drive through into the target. So I guess I can't do this when I'm looking at the screen. Here, okay, drive it. Now, to do that, let's break it down. Okay, so if I'm going to do this kick into you, thrust. But what I want to do is I'm going to kick and step forward. Try this. Everyone step forward into long stance. Okay, so I'll back up just so you can see. Good, and then twist, or I guess, yeah, whip your hips into koku tsudachi. Look familiar? Okay, my video stopped on my end. Can you guys see that? Okay, so you're in koku tsudachi. And then from there, just for this first run, just lift your leg up, stand up. So once again, if I'm right foot forward, I'll do this way. I'm gonna step, koku tsudachi, and I'm gonna lift, extend, and then come back down, and reset. Okay, so I want this feeling of koku tsudachi. So I'm facing like you now, whereas I was facing here, right? And then up. Okay. Does that feeling make sense? All right, try a couple times left and a couple times right. Send your butt out there, send your heel out there. Not your toes, but your heel. And you can switch left and right side as you're ready. Just try it a whole bunch of times. Good, send your butt cheek out there, send the heel out there. Extend straight, nice and straight. Try more of your heel, Susan, instead of the toes. Make sure you try both sides, left and right. Okay, relax. Okay. All right, how does that feel? Does it feel weird for anybody? Okay, to say yes. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna skip that step. So what I did was I stopped it. I'm basically planting my foot. I have this artificial support pillar, which is my leg. Then I turn, and I kick. But now we're gonna do the exact same thing. So you feel when you do this drill, you have this point of balance, so you don't have to worry about like up here, right? So you can just feel where your hip is. Does everyone feel like this turn? Actually, good question. Does anybody feel that this turn we just did turned you further than your regular Sukdogiri? A couple people. Good. So that means when you do your Sukdogiri, turn more. Okay? So what we're going to do is the exact same thing, but we're going to skip the step. So that, we're going to straight. We're not going to put our foot down. We're not going to step. Just okay. So for some of you, you should be twisting further. Make sense? Okay, try it out. 10 left, 10 right. Hey, isn't it? So just regular Sukdogiri. There you go. Good. So you need to turn as much as you were just turning in that drill. Better tail, yes. Full turn. You may need to turn more than 90 degrees. Yeah. So make sure 10 left and 10 right. Breathe out, don't forget to breathe. It's making me nervous with how close he is to that glass window. Nice kick cam, nice. And when you're finished, you can relax for a week for everyone to catch up. Okay, really quick water break, just 1 minute, grab some water, stretch out. And Sensei, if you have any comments, I think that's
Yeah, I was just going to say, let me know when you're going to go into the breakout room, and before that, I'll just make some comments.
right. Okay, I'm gonna probably do one more, I'm gonna do Mawashigiri and maybe some Shikodachi and then a breakout.
Okay.
Fred, I might go a little bit over time today, like I may choose to if that's okay. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, everybody ready? So, you know, this I find was a really good way for me to force myself to turn more. So if I did a really like a crappy turn, it looks something like that, and I like that's kind of halfway between a mai, mawashi, and Sukdogiri, and that's no good. So I want to turn. Right? So turn it, and I'm facing you now. Right? So let's apply the same thing, but to Mawashigiri. So I can still see people doing this. So you see it's not a complete turn. I want you to turn the hip full 90. If not, slightly past it. In fact, today it's okay to go like far past it. Okay. I want you to learn how to really whip those hips, okay? So same thing, I'll face you this time. Up, Mawashigiri. Okay, so up from the side. Up, and then make sure your hip does, I don't want to stay here. I want to turn sideways, okay? Hey, 10 Mawashigiri, left and right. Isn't it? Kick from your hip, whip the hip. Don't worry about the leg. Turn your hip, 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 hip. More. Extend your legs straighter, so you're not extending. Yeah. And so Danielle, it's going to be the top of the foot. You're kicking with the top of the foot, so you want to make sure you pull your foot down so it's a flat contact surface, so you don't hit with your toes.
Sensei, may I ask a question about Mwashigeri?
Sure, yeah.
In Goju Karate, is it only top of the foot, or do you ever use the ball all of the foot in Shigeri?
Funny question. So I first learned traditional Mawashigiri, which is the ball of the foot, which is the nastier, older one. Okay, so come up, curl the toes back. I can't do it and hold it. That's the traditional one. The top of the foot instep is the more common modern one, and it's the only one you can use in tournaments. But when we first learned it way back, it was all the foot. Actually, that's gonna make me segue into the next point. Good question. Okay, check it out. Okay, last one before I move on. Skorachi. 左手、ピンの構えで、はい、中段スキー。Now this time, push your knees out, back straight, and focus just on punching. Hey, keep it low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. Lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2. Hold. And up. Stick there. Okay, Fred, are you going to take everybody in the breakout, or when I go to the breakout?
I'll put the two of you in the breakout. Okay.
So we're going to do now, I'm going to work with Cam in a breakout room for a little bit. I'll come back to you guys. So Fred, it's like I guess you have your show, but maybe something similar to the theme we were just doing. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's great.
Cool. So hips, guys, hip twist, and then we started with the Shikodachi. That's your baseline, and after you work with Fred, we're going to come back together, and I'm going to test everything. Sound good?
Sounds good. Okay, I'm opening the room.
Yeah. Okay. And then I don't know where Sensei wants to go, but so Cam, you and I can go join this room.
Sensei, did you want to stay with us?
Yeah, I just want to make a few comments of techniques that you're practicing. So,
Sure.
okay. The first thing, when you're doing Seikensky, the benefit of a gi is you don't see the person's arm if it's hyperextended. So remember, when you're punching, don't hyperextend your elbow when you're punching. Okay, there's a slight bend in the elbow when you finish your punch, and you got to be really careful not to hyperextend. And there's two ways to prevent the hyperextension. I don't know if I can show it to you. Let's see. Here is if the two knuckles are theoretically the contact points, and if it's twisted out, you can hyperextend your arm a lot easier than if you're pulling it in slightly. Okay, so when you're punching, try to direct your two knuckles straight or towards, even turned in slightly towards the midline. It's a little bit harder to fully hyperextend. But the better way of doing it is, remember your elbow. at the full extension point. It's not, if it's not pointing downwards and it's a little bit more on an angle or out to the side, you're gonna hyperextend it that way. So make sure pull that elbow in so it's facing down when you're punching. Also, if your elbow is not downwards, you can have a really bad bend in, so you'll be punching around. This is exaggerated, right? So try to keep your elbow, what Kelvin was saying, you're scraping the side. So your elbow and arm is in, and then when you extend out, keep it in and the elbow stays in and out. Okay, so, and then you won't hyperextend. Okay, so think about that. Okay, the second thing is, where is Mike? You're going to be the model because you did some really good Instructor. So can you turn sideways? Yeah, like this way, like you're going to do the Instructor exercise. Okay, if you notice, Mike, Shotokan, so his stance is a little bit longer than, and that's okay. It's actually better. So either long stance Zengu Sedachi or hand Zengu Sedachi, half long stance. If you notice Mike's knee, front knee, it's over the ball of the foot. Good. Okay, because if somebody kicks Mike's knees, they're going to break their foot or their toes. Stable. So maybe Mike do just a couple of kicks, Instructor, and then change your stance. So just a couple of them on your own. Oh, okay. Do the one at the beginning where you kicked and come back in position. Sit back, yeah. Yeah, and one more time. And change stance. Yeah, face the other way so they can see it. Yeah. Okay, so if you notice Mike's endpoint, though, it's okay, Mike. He comes back, the knee is still over the toes, ball of the foot. He didn't shift his weight back. Okay, you shift your weight back, you have a bad stance, you get kicked in the knee, you can break your knee. Also, you can be pushed back, okay? So in either case, you want to start off and end off in that position. So Mike has a really good knee position. That's what you want when you do your kicks. In fact, you want to do it with all your kicks. You know, Mai-giri, Sukta-giri, Moshi-giri. One thing to work on, Mike, just very slight though. You have a good kick, good stance, but when you're just starting to kick, you adjust your front foot slightly. So then they know you're going to do something. It's very slight. It's not big. So try not to adjust that foot.
So this guy is coming.
You're just, or not. It's hardly anything. It's not much, but you can notice something. So whenever you put your foot there, try to just. Oh yeah. Okay. It's very slight, but like I said, there's always room for improvement. That's one of the things. So yeah, but the knee position is all important. Whenever you do kicks, don't shift your weight back and don't have your knee back slightly because it's a danger if somebody kicks you at the knee. Okay, and you made a good question about Moashigiri foot position, ball of the foot or the top of the foot or the ball of the foot. And when we do a Haraitoshi or lower block, okay, that's why we have our arm bent slightly. Okay, if you do Haraitoshi downward block, yeah, and if our arm is straight, you do roundhouse kick with the ball of the foot. It can go past your arm and kick your ribs.
So
yeah, that's it. So that prevents anybody kicking with the ball of the foot. Okay, that's why we do that. Also do that. So we kick both ways, and if you, not that you want to do that with once you get together with your partner, but if your partner always does a straight arm block and you do kicking Moashigiri with the top of the foot, every so often kick with the ball of the foot and you'll touch their ribs and they'll clue into not to move their arm out but to bend their elbow. So good pointer. Okay, Yeah, Fred, you can continue on.
Thanks, Sensei. Okay, guys, just relax, shake. Okay, just right leg back, Senkutsu Dutch. Let's work on the Maigiri, okay? So we're gonna revisit what we started with, but we're gonna break it down a little bit. I want you to actually have separate thoughts here. We're gonna do 10. First 10, I want you to do what I've always referred to as a snap kick, okay? So light, fast, very quick strike and back. So kiage, okay? So for example, when I kick for kiage, it's meant to be light and like a, sort of like Kazamizuki, except for the leg, okay? That type of feeling. So from here, light, back and down, okay? This is based on speed, okay? And being relaxed. So real light, from here, just up and back, okay? The kick is fast, hikiashi is fast, relaxed on the way down. Understand? Let's just do 10, okay? Ready? Hitch! Knee! Sun! Chi! Roll! Right! Hitch! Hitch! Here! Two! Okay, other side. Same thing, keep it light. Top half is relaxed, okay? Ready? Just go slow first. Hitch. Knee. Sun. Chi. Go. Okay, now speed it up. Hitch. Lena, don't drop the foot, okay? Ready? Okay, hikiashi. When you kick, even though we're going fast, out, back. If you're gonna put it down intentionally. Don't do this. Okay? Bring your heel back to your butt. 5 more. Hitch. Knee. Sun. Chi. Go. Okay, shake your legs out. Take breath. Another breath. Now this time, right leg back, Senkutsu. Migrate, slow this down. This time, instead of a quick motion like a jab, this is a heavy hit. This is a thrust kick, okay? Kikomi. Kikomi is where the hips follow you behind. Understand? So when Kelvin Sensei is telling you, leave your foot out there a little longer, it's not for drama. It's actually because it's a heavier hit, okay? You're lifting your leg out, using your big muscles, and you're pushing through your opponent. You're impaling your opponent with your leg, then coming back. Understand? So I want you to do it slow, 5 times on your own. But here, up, push forward, use that hip. If anything, drive forward, okay? So from here, up, push, forward. Okay, one more. Up, push. Okay. Okay, 5 times each side, go ahead. Keep your top half relaxed. That's good, Lena. Taya, keep your knee up the whole time, okay? Keep your knee up. Okay, you're dropping a little bit. Randy, let your leg relax. It looks like you're pulling it back before it hits the end. Okay, so let it relax. Treat it like your foot is following an arc and heading right into your opponent. So right to the end is where you stop. Yeah, let it go all the way to the end. Okay, so just relax. Drive it at the opponent. Okay. Okay, is everybody good? All right. Let's try a few kikomi with the hip thrust, okay? And again, the legs coming up. You're pushing out. The last extra push is your hip, okay? So mechanically it's here, boom, okay? Push. So just 5 each side with the count. Ready? Itch. Knee. Sun. Chi. Oh. Okay, other side. Okay. How much distance are you getting? How much extra do you feel like you're getting out of that hip? I want this time, try and double it, whatever it was. Okay, ready? Inch. Knee. Sun. Chi. Go. Okay, shake. Okay, shake your legs. Did you guys feel the difference between the two? Kiage, snap kick, kikome thrust, okay? Now, you saw the demonstration that Mike just did, where he's very aware where his center of gravity is, yeah? This is something that everybody has to work on, including myself. We're gonna do one simple drill. See if it prevents you from cheating. All I want you to do, you can do this on your own, okay? Right leg back, senku stretch. This is gonna be light, okay? Kiage, this is what I want you to do. Kick, kick again, okay? First one kiage, second one kikome. Ready? First one, light, kikome. Okay, 5 times each side, give it a try. Mike, relax, let your leg go. No muscles, no muscles. Yeah, don't let the knee drop between the kick. So, okay, if you drop it, the next one's no good. Excellent, Randy. Lena, it's good. Keep the knee up. Susan, when you finish the second kick, place it down, don't drop it. Okay? Don't let gravity take your leg. Just relax when you're done. Is everybody okay? Okay, knees together, just bend to the front. Bend back. Front. Back. Front. And back. 45. 45. Okay. Just shake. Put your legs wide. Okay, from here, I want you to go down. Let's go down to your left side. I want you to turn your hip to the front. Rotate this hip. Position this foot just like you would in Sokoto. This is Yoku-eri. This is your Sokoto. That's the rotation you should feel when you throw your kick. Understand? Other side. Sokoto, roll the hip, rotate the body back. This is the degree your hip should be turned over. Understand? Okay, come on up. Shake your hips. Okay, for all of you, how many of you turned farther than you did when you were doing your Yoku-eri before? Yeah. Push. That rotation is what you want. The only thing you try to avoid with a Sokoto or Yoku-eri, don't roll your body over into the floor, okay? If I do this kick and I do this, anything I hit, it's gonna make me go that way, okay? If anything, kick a little lower, put your body into your opponent, okay? Drive that way, not this way. Understand? So, just relax. From Shizentai. Start with the right leg, real light. Sokoto to the knee, okay? Keep it loose, just a few. Itch. Good. Knee. Sun. Chi. Oh. Rip. Which. Touch. Yep. Two. Okay, shake. Now this one, depending on the application, we have the same differentiation. We can execute side kick, Yoku-eri. You can execute it two ways. One, snap kick. Really quick, like a whip, okay? Typically for a higher target. You'll see the Shotokan guys, they'll be doing this Yoku-eri out here. The snap kick will come under the chin, pop the jaw, okay? Kansetsugiri though, rifles down like a big blade, goes right to a joint. Two different applications. Right now, I want you to keep it light. Relax your leg. I want you to think of you going fast and striking with the edge of your foot quickly, but quick hikiash, okay? So one more time, real quick on the hikiash. Here we go. Now white belts, let's put your hands here for now, so they're not all over here, okay? So right here, ready? Pitch. Knee. Focus on that hikiash. Sun. When you pull your leg back, any kick. You might get the first one out and bring your leg back low, but if your knee's down here, you can't throw a second one. Okay? So when you bring your leg back, try to bring it back to where you started from. Yeah. Okay? One more time. Right side. Touch. Knee. Sun. Chi. Go. Back. Touch. Touch. Hip. Do. Okay, shake. Okay. Quick and snappy, kiage. What's the next one going to be? Kikome, thrust. Okay? So from here, I want you to visualize. I'm going to borrow this couch. From here, I want you to visualize. Got my leg. Imagine you're thinking from your knee right into the joint. The knee right into the joint. Okay? Drive from here. Rotate your hip to lock it. Understand? That'll prevent your leg from going all squirrely. Any kick you do, the knee is like your sight. Wherever you point it, that's where it's going to go. Understand? Okay, let's do 10 of these real quick. So kiage, full hip rotation. Focus where your knee's going. Ready? Hitch. Knee. Sun. Chi. Roll. Quick. Hitch. Hitch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, shake. Did you feel the difference? Okay, relax. Sensei's back. So, Kelvin Sensei, your class.
Hey, all right, thanks. So we're gonna wrap up really quick. I think Cam, you've got to go soon, right? You got to go on the hour, right, Cam? Okay. So, all right, we're gonna do this real quick, and then we're gonna. I'm gonna keep going for a few minutes after. So, Cam, it's okay for you to leave afterwards if you need to, but just really quick. And here, I think Fred was already doing it, but you got 3 options. Okay. If you know Kurumfa, I want to see. If you know Sanseru, I want to see from here. The first 2 kicks. If you don't know either, long stance, just whatever kamae, whole hansetsu, and back into long stance. Okay? All right, go ahead. And just keep repeating. Good, relax. Okay, I got my answer. So I use Kugumpa as an example. I mean, I use this as an example because it's really common, but it doesn't matter if it's just standing in Sanchin Dashi and doing basic concepts. It's the same. Like this way, when I make you do, see Cam, thanks for coming. What was I saying? Yeah. So if you do basics, you do basics. But if I throw the distraction of kurumpa, sanseru, or another kata in there, your actual level of basics comes out. Make sense? Yes, no? Okay, so here, this is really common. Right? It's like not good. So based on what we were doing today, drive your butt. Okay, drive. And then same with sanseru. Drive. And then turn, whatever. Okay? And then for those of you who don't know those katas yet, you're basically back to basics. Your distraction is just going from long stance back into long. Make sense? Okay, so I can tell you stuff, but it's pointless if you don't have it drill into your body. So from the beginning of class and the last time we did this to now, I do see an improvement, which is great. So please keep working on that. Are there any questions about today? Yeah, go ahead, Christian.
Is Kansatsugi generally a snap or a thrust, or how much actual hip rotation goes into it and what's excessive?
When I first learned it, it was generally a snap, but I want people to practice it now here as a thrust. So I want you to, I guess my answer to your question, I want you to be able to thrust your hip completely into a Kansatsugi. Okay? But then be able to snap it with hips when you need to shorten it. Does that make sense? So I want you to, good, the full spectrum of maximum hip and thrust and penetration as your ability, and then you can choose anything in between. Okay? For the situation, for example, maybe this way. Okay, so I could go bang, I could just like destroy the knee, right? I could be here, destroy the knee. I could also, like, how do I put this? I could also just whip it. There's two choices, right? I can also use the same hip and be like, right? I could also use the same hip. Fake to the thigh, whip. Okay? So it's all that same mechanic. Okay? Good. Now, yeah, just go a couple more minutes and then we'll call it there since Cam had it. Sorry, Sensei, did you have anything before I continue? No? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to just comment on a few things that Fred, was showing. I can do it after, at the end, or now. It's up to you.
Okay. I'll just throw them through a couple drills and then maybe we'll give you the rest of the time, Sensei.
Okay.
Okay. So the follow-up corollary. How do your hips feel? Looser? Crappy? Who's in pain? Okay, more stretching. So, shikodachi. When you're in shikodachi, hopefully some of this will help too. I want you to make sure you're straight back and then you're pushing your knees out wider. Okay, brown belts. I want this here to be as wide as it can be for your Shodan test. Okay? It doesn't have to be, in my opinion, it doesn't have to be like tabletop low, but I want you to have your knees out. Okay? Okay, so shikodachi. Seiken sunekai de, hey, Shudan ski. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Vishnu, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower. 5, 6, 7, 8, and do. Up, and relax. Okay, so from that first Shikodachi set in the beginning of practice, and now, I think that this helped, because what I see now is I see people's knees, they used to be about here, they're about here. Okay, so that's good, and keep it up. And so you're gonna have to incrementally do this over and over and over, okay? So keep working on that, keep trying to get your knees wider, keep your back straight, okay? And then I skipped it for time, but this drill for Sokto-giri, you can apply it sort of to Mawashi-giri. Actually, you can. That's here. You can apply that too, okay? So please try that out on your own with Mawashi-giri. Make sense? Okay. Yes.
I have a short question about that. For how would you tuck in your knee before you do the mawashi-giri?
Yeah, so for this one it's not orthodox mawashi-giri sense. It's more like just, it's a hip drill.
Mm.
For this one, I would probably just raise my knee like this. So if this is my line, you know, I do this. My line of attack, like that.
Okay.
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 You'll actually see, maybe you guys can't see, but you guys, they actually do this regularly. I'm not saying we should do this, I'm saying you see them do this. You see my heels like this? Their kumite stance is like this. So that when they do their mawashi, they already have that position. Okay? There's some value in that, but I don't want us to always be like this. I'm just saying that mechanic pops up there too. So what that means for this drill is you end up in that position. Like that. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, Sensei, that's all I have for now, I think.
Okay, that last question was a good one, Taya. And that exercise, Calvin, that you were doing, like turning in kokomi and then doing a kick with the front foot, that's a precursor to if you're going to do a movement shifting forward from whatever stance. So let's say Hanzengu Sidachi, and you shift forward quickly into Kosayashi, and then you do a kick. Because when your feet are pointing forward, and when you do Kosayashi, you actually turn sideways. So you're actually using some hip action there. And as soon as you plant your foot in that hip action, which is similar to kokomi, you lift up your foot and you do mawashi-giri or sukta-giri. So that exercise, what Calvin was doing, will follow right to if you do a kick from Hanzengu Sidachi, shifting into kokomi or kosayashi and doing a kick with the front foot. Because you want that hip action to follow through into your kicking foot. Okay, so if you can use your hip action with a kick, it's a lot more powerful. So that kind of leads me into Fred, when you were doing the exercise with the kokomi, especially with the two kicks, the first kick, maigeri, and then the second kick, maigeri with kokomi. Also try to remember, just when you do your first kick, and if your pelvic tilt is forward, and you're doing the first kick, you're using your hips, right? Your pelvic tilt. Try to pull it back slightly. So when you do your second kick, you're using a little more hip action and then kokomi. Then it's quite powerful. If you do your first kick and you leave your hips forward, your second kick won't be as powerful. But if the purpose is to do two quick kicks, you might have to forego pulling your hips back after the first kick. But for practice sake, try to use your hips, do that snap kick, pull back, and then do the front kick again with kokomi. And it's two powerful kicks in that position. You're talking about Kensetsugeri, if you use your hips or not. And I think Calvin was saying you can actually do both. Okay. And you should try to practice both ways. When you bring your leg up, so the two lower kicks, Gedan Geri, or if anybody needs to leave, you can. We're going overboard. But if you're going to do the two lower kicks, Gedan Geri, front snap kick, or Kensetsugeri, usually our feet are pointing straight forward, and when we do the kick, we can activate our hip a lot more powerful and do the kick with the hips. Always pull it back. So the foot is forward, do your kick back position. But those two kicks you can do without hips or without the pivot. You can still use your hips slightly to push out. Don't just kick out with no pushing of the hips. Okay, don't just throw your leg out. Pull your hip out and keep your feet forward. So you're using some hips, okay? Because in the case of lower kicks, especially with Goju, you don't want to show movement. And those two kicks are very, very close. So if they see you move your hips, you know, they'll know there's something coming lower down, okay? If there's a big opening and you want to use hips, that's fine. But you should not always use hips, and you should be able to do both in that position. You don't need the flexibility. The big thing in those two kicks is don't lean to the side when you do those kicks. Okay, you'll show the person you're doing something right away, and those two kicks are close. Okay, so your upper body has to be motionless when you do those kicks, either with hips pushing with your foot or not. Okay, don't show any upper body movement. Okay. Now, when you're doing the higher kicks like Sukta-geri and Washi-geri, try not to do excessive leaning. You have to, because it's a higher kick. And people that are more flexible will do less upper body tilt than others. Okay, but try to minimize it. Okay, try not to lean too far. I have to lean because I don't have as much flexibility. But people like Susan, you should be more upright because you're pretty flexible. Okay, so there's two negative things by leading, doing that Washi-geri and Sukta-geri. You know any negative reasons why you don't want to do it?
Your center of gravity might be going the wrong way. So
Yeah.
when you hit something, you're bouncing off of them instead of going through them.
Yeah, and then, and another thing, you're weak, so you have to realign yourself if you're going to do another technique. So, you know, do a technique and then you have to realign yourself. You can't do another good technique right after that. Okay, so the more you're upright doing a technique, a kick, the less you have to use energy to realign yourself. And it also gives it away, right? You do that, they know you're going to do something. So any upper body movement, bending forward or back. So like I said, those higher kicks are a lot more difficult and you have to basically lean, but try not to lean too much. Okay. And I think that's it. So yeah, everything looks good. Kicks are a lot more difficult than hand techniques. It takes a lot more practice. So just a lot of repetitions, but don't always use a lot of power. And the first stage of the kick, of the lifting of the foot up, is all important. You know, keep your knee over your toes and keep balanced. Okay, so even if you don't have a lot of space, just by going into Sagi Ashidachi, crane stance, lifting up your foot with balance is good too. So today, I think it looked really good today. So thank you.
Thank you, Sensei.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Sensei, or?
No, I think that's good. Everything looks good.
Okay, everyone. Finish up. Hey, Kisuke. Sensei ni, rei. Tagai ni, rei. Okay, thanks. So
Kelvin,
yes, Sensei.
now when you're showing those you're doing a kick with you have an assistant there, right?
I do.
You're a Sandan and you have an assistant? I don't have anybody here.
Oh, Sensei, you must have missed the memo.
I hope you compensate your assistant with bubble tea, eh?
I'm sorry?
I said, I hope you compensate your assistant with bubble tea.
Oh no, now she wants one. Yeah, I might have to do that.
Randy, try and get in the habit of looking where you're kicking. Yeah. Just kind of follow the line of sight down your leg. Because otherwise you're going to do this stuff.
Oh, and make sure you guys, especially today, make sure you stretch out.
Sensei, do you, how to put this? Could I request that at some point in the not too distant future, could we work a little bit more on Seizan kata? Seizan?
Seizan kata?
Yes, please.
Sensei, what do you think?
Seizan kata. It's pretty high kata.
Sorry, okay.
I would say it's Sensei's call on that one.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I don't know. Sensei, it's up to you.
Maybe we have to go over, before that, Sosochin. And which katas do you know, Mike? Do you know Seipai?
No, I've just got the tokus kind of more or less down. The reason I asked about Seizan is I got essentially a book report to do on the Shuri version of Seizan, so I was kind of curious about it and wanted to go over it.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's typically for a paper or something, we probably can maybe get together and go over the kata.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So maybe we'll arrange something. I'll talk to Fred and Calvin. We'll arrange something and we'll go over that Seizan kata. And that's the kata that Calvin and Kabir are working on. So.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That's a good week.
It's a hard one.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, senpai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Fred,
Yes, Sensei?
I think is it next Sunday is going to be last session of the month, eh?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'll be teaching that one then.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sensei,
Yes.
do you know, I saw the details on the testing. Do you know when it is?
No. we may look to October, because some of those things has to be modified. You know, some of them need pair works and things like that. So we're going to try to give the students ample enough time to get prepared, and then a way of doing it. So I think we're looking for October. I doubt if it's going to be earlier. It may be, but you know, we're obviously going to try to do it this year sometime. September is probably difficult because people are going to university starting, and it's going to be a different thing too. So maybe, you know, we'll see. But we're kind of thinking of possibly October, if that's the case.
Thank you, Sensei.
Okay,
Thank you,
Susan.
Sensei. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, great. So anything else before I sign off?
No, but go ahead, please.
No, Sensei, we just published the exam requirements, and we
Yep.
just details are pending. But at least people know the material to check and work on.
Yeah.
But I think coming up next, I don't know if we're going to be able to squeeze an outdoor class into August.
Yeah, I think it's getting
Yeah.
that's getting tight.
Yeah. But
And I think, unfortunately, you know, the way people are now, it's the trend is going up again. So we just have to be careful. Yeah. So no, I totally understand. You know, but maybe there's another way of getting together, doing those things.
Yeah, I'll see if we can find some space. I was even going to ask, maybe we could borrow some time in the Perrette Center behind Oak Ridge, where Veronica trains, if we want to do some filming or something for reference. I don't know. It's a big empty gym sometimes, so if there is time, we could ask. But the other one, you saw my email about the place on 6th?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 750 square feet. Wasn't very big.
Yeah.
But $35 an hour is probably enough for 1-2 people to do a video, is what I thought it was.
I still think maybe the SRC.
Yeah.
And, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, even though I think you know, it's going to be UBC online, there may be. I don't know if there'll be more people at UBC for other things.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
About school?
It's empty. The rec center is completely empty.
Okay, and if that's the case, we may be able to go in there and do the filming there. I have access to a really good video editing software.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I just have to. It's a big learning curve, so maybe we can, as long as we have the raw video and I can start editing and put things on.
Okay.
To help the students out, you know, for the different requirements and everything like that. We just need the raw video, and you know, set up maybe 2 cameras, so we side by side, you know, front and side or something.
We can definitely do that. Yeah.
So if that's SOC is not very busy, you know, we'll go in there and do a shoot and then come back and see if we need more and everything. And as long as I got the raw data, then I can sit down and try to.
Okay. Because it's only $6 an hour right now for rental.
Yeah.
So.
The only, not a big issue, because for non-students it's cheap, but it's too bad that a lot of our members, university students, are actually out of town, and who graduated are in town.
Yeah.
So we all have to pay, but yeah, $6, you can't beat it, and especially if it's empty.
Yep.
The only thing is maximum of 3 people, I think, and we have to space ourselves accordingly.
They've taped it off, so there's 3 sections.
Yeah.
But Taya's in there twice a week, and every time she goes, she said the most she's ever seen is like 1 person, and they usually don't stay the full hour.
And you know, in that case, maybe she can help out in what's the word? Doing mock video in terms of where to place the cameras and equipment, so we don't have to, you know, pick and choose. And the thing about this software, it doesn't matter if you have a big view. You can zoom in.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So you can cut out things and everything. So as long as it's more compared to too small.
Yeah. Well, that should be fine. That'd be great.
Yeah. So if you can, if she knows where the front and side camera is, where we can place it, then we just, as soon as we're ready, we can just put the cameras there and just tape as much as we can, and we can cut out the stuff and everything.
Okay, that sounds good. Maybe we'll do a trial with her. Maybe I'll get Gina and her to get together, or I'll go out there. We can do one video and see what it looks like.
Yeah, we'll see what equipment we need to help them out.
Yeah. I mean, I got a couple tripods and phone mounts, so that's enough for 2 angles, and it's pretty decent video with the phones.
Oh yeah.
So I think we'll be okay. Yeah. But that's good, because I also I was talking to Andreas at Karate BC, and he said right now they just did the e-tournament as a trial. They think, as it stands with COVID, that's probably going to be what's going to happen for anything this year. But they've still got the rental at the Oval. So they're actually super confident they could do a socially distanced kata competition at the Oval, because it's so big. So that might come up in November, right? So we might be able to use that as a training.
Keep that in mind, and if people are potentially interested, aim for that.
I think so. It'd be a good milestone to put in place, but I was also thinking, even if that doesn't happen, it might be fun to do a mock tournament just amongst ourselves, So because
and if it takes the SRC that they do, one person at a time or something like that, and we videotape them and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it'll be a good good event.
Be a nice evaluation for the grading too. If we did it earlier, then we'd have a bunch of material to give feedback on for October, right?
Yeah. Okay, no, let's keep that in mind, and possibly November then.
Okay. Other than that, I don't have anything else today, Sensei.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Sensei. Bye, Fred.
See you, Vishnu. Take care. Be careful, eh?
Okay.